What is up, everybody? Welcome to the review. Today on George Reviews, we'll be taking a look at another G.I. Joe classified figure. It is Quick Kick. This guy is number 116th in the line. We've come a long way. We've gone from window box packaging and now back to window box packaging, and this is a window packaging. We can see Quick Kick in there. This guy comes with an extra head. How cool is that? But you can see all of his accessories within the box. There's some artwork on the front for Quick Kick. Looks very nice. And I never knew that this strap was supposed to be like a leather piece. You can see it's like leathery, and you can also see it on here, but we'll get to that a little bit later. A standard window box packaging. Once again, they've actually changed it. Like, it's black down here, and it's got like this fabric pattern up here. This is, I think this is like the little foot lockers that used to come in the other figures. I don't know. Ages 4 and up, Hasbro. Side of the box, there's a little QR code right there. You go online. Back of the box, this is so cool right here. We have an image straight from, well, not straight from, this is a recreation of the vintage cartoon where Quick Kick was introduced, and he was like shooting a commercial in Antarctica, or maybe the Arctic Circle, one of the cold poles out there. And which was, it was so weird. Like a kid wouldn't realize that this guy would freeze to death or have frostbite or something like that. But we got Storm Shadow back there. He fought Storm Shadow on that same episode and actually defeated Storm Shadow, and that actually bummed me out. When I was a kid playing my toys, nobody but Snake Eyes defeated Storm Shadow when I was playing. And they're showing off like the little pattern on his shorts right here, the throwing star. And the side of the box, a larger image of the artwork from the front. But that's pretty much it. Let's get in the box and check out Quick Kick. Basic tray inside the box. Anything else in there? There's a little warning sheet in there. We're not going to get that out. And here is the tray, and again, it's the same thing we saw before we open it. Now we get a clearer look at the hands, but we saw the mirror side. Let's get Quick Kick out. This guy here is really stuffed in there. I'm going to go off camera and pull out the rest of the accessories and come right back. Trying to get this lighting right, but anyway, let's bring Quick Kick closer and take a look at our guy. Starting with the head, of course. The head looks very good. Nice full face. The eyebrows and the eyes look to be printed on location on the scope, and then the sockets very well. The lips look like he could have had a little bit more paint in the corners of the bottom. Then again, it might be meant to be that way. Molded in ears look good. Japanese headband. The hair looks excellent. Look at all the detail they put into that. Spinning them around. Take a look at the back. Now back here, the headband looks a little bit washed out, and it's not quite on the scope right here, and could be painted a little bit heavier right there. But other than that, it looks really good at the head. Taking a look at this sash and the stars in it, the stars look washed out. It definitely could have used a heavier coat of silver. If I play with the angle, you can really see it good, but straight on, it definitely looks washed out. The sash has some nice molded and detailed, nice leathery texture. It has some stitching along the front and the back. On the vintage figure, the sash came over the shoulder and down to his pants. I think this is much better, much more functional. And his body is very lean, very ripped. Look at that six-pack and everything. You see the veins in his arms, his biceps and his triceps going on. A lot of muscular detail from the top of his shoulders down to the small of his back. He's wearing these gray wristbands right here with trigger finger hands on both hands. Coming to his belt, it is a gray belt. It looks to be paint over the black crotch piece. Yeah, it's definitely a gray paint. Has some pouches on it. And he's supposed to have silver on the buckle, but it's washed out too. If I hit it at certain angles, you can see this meant to be silver. But man, it could have been painted on a little bit better. Spin him around. He has some holsters for his nunchucks, I believe, right there. Detailing on his pants that I haven't seen on any Quick Kick figure ever that I know of. They went out of their way to point it out on the box to let us know it's there. Not so standard pants, but the sculpt is pretty basic. And where the pants stop at the ankle, he has some flesh tone plastic coming out, which is cool because a lot of times they just continue the plastic and paint over it. Nice molding detail in his feet. You can see the veins and the toenails and everything. I believe this is the first barefoot figure they've introduced in the line. Don't hold me to that. Nice detailing underneath. Quick Kick looks pretty cool. Like what they did here. Alright, next up is Quick Kick's articulation. Quick Kick can look up this far, which is pretty good. He can look down this far, and if you activate the neck joint right here, you can push it down even further. Yes, there is articulation at the base of his shoulders right there for the neck. His arms can come up this far. You got to kind of click it up one more to the sides. 360 out of that shoulder, coming to his bicep. 360 right there. Double jointed elbow bend coming to his wrist. 360 out of his wrist. He has an up and down hinge on his wrist. And he has butterfly joints, but they don't look like they come across his chest enough. So let's check that out. So bringing them across his chest, this is about as much. Trying to get it all the way in. It's not totally disappearing in here, but his arms come across his chest this much. And let's splay it out to the side. See how far he can get them back. Get them back this far. Coming to that midsection now that we had an area clear. He can double over this far. And to the back this much. And he has waist articulation as well that allows him to rock back more. Combining the two, as well as forward. Combining the two, 360 out of that. Coming to his legs, full split, which he should. That is excellent. We activated the drop down hips. Front to back like this. Thigh articulation, full 360. Coming to the knee joint, double jointed knee. Coming down to his leg that hangs out underneath the pants. I'm wondering if, and yes, it articulates. Full 360 out of that. Coming to his foot, to the front, to the back, and side to side. I love the fact that they put articulation under his pants like that. Accessories. First up are the nunchucks. He has 2 sets of nunchucks. They are identical. They're done in a soft brown plastic. All the silver that you see is paint. He has what looks like a tiger head at the end of his nunchucks. It is very tiny. If it wasn't for the monitor, I couldn't see it with my naked eye because my eyes aren't that good. But yeah, very flexible, very pliable. He comes packed in with these like gripping trigger hands. Let's see if he can hold it. Now, Quick Kick has storage for his nunchucks on the back of his belt. We looked at it earlier. These loops are obviously storage, and I believe they go from the bottom up so you can slide them out from the bottom for quick usage. I don't know, somebody correct me in the comments. I took martial arts as a kid, but after a week of learning how to stand and breathe, I quit. I'll take these and let's try. I'm gonna try to top load these just in case I have one right. I'll be 50%. Yeah, it might make more sense to load this from the bottom because I'm having a tough time pushing that. There we go. So not sure which way they go, up or down, but we got both. Next up, he comes with 2 katanas. I think they're katanas. Don't drag me in the comments. I'm assuming that's what they are. And they're done in a similar brown plastic as the nunchucks. Has some molding and detailing on the grips, and they have the tiger heads at the base. I believe that's a tiger head. I mean, it's definitely a cat, so I would assume it's a tiger. The blades are painted silver, and again, the swords are more sturdy than the nunchucks. Let's get them in his hands. And here's Quick Kick holding the 2 swords, dual wielding. And of course, we have weapon storage on the back. I'm going to sheath these. I don't know if the blade go in or out. I don't know. Maybe out. Both sides. Now I can carry both sets of nunchucks and both blades. The next accessory is the throwing star effect. It's done in a translucent blue plastic, and only the last star is painted silver, and they could have went heavier on the silver. I got to hold it in the right light to capture the silver on that final star. I guess it's take a see if I could just slide it into his hand a little bit, or maybe how about under here? Like, I mean, it's a very cool idea. I think it could have been executed just a little bit better, but definitely cool. Quick Kick last accessory is probably the coolest one is the fudgy bar. I think it's fudgy bar. Probably should have researched it before I got started. But I remember it being like a fudgy bar, just a generic candy bar. It's done in the same red plastic as his belt and backpack. And the chocolate bar is nicely molded right there. This is a paint app over the red, as is the silver. Nice touch to add the silver foil inside of the red packaging. I mean, this thing is so awesome. The only way this could have been cooler if we got two and one had a bite taken out of it. So we get in his hand. It's almost like these hands are slotted for this. Definitely slotted for a gun and not most accessories that he have, because they're all rounded. So let's see if he can go fudgy barred up. Bam. And right here, and bam. I'm so happy that they included this, and it is a great nod towards the original G.I. Joe cartoon. Throw your hands up. Next up are Quick Kick's alternative hands. These are open palm karate chopping hands, and look at the detail. Nice line work in the fingers. He has wrinkles in the palm as well as palm lines. That looks very good. Flipping them over. We have veins in the back of the hands, more line work in the knuckles, and molded in fingernails. These look awesome. So I'm going to pop one off, demonstrate how it's done, and then I'll just edit the others in, take it out, peg and port system. Easy peasy. He has a hinge at the base of his palm right there. Here's Quick Kick with both of the open palm hands on. Wah, wah, what? And obviously you can go with two fisted hands. I totally forgot about Quick Kick's secondary head, where he's slightly puckering. He's going woo, 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 woo. Totally different expression with the eyebrows and the mouth. The hair looks to be the exact same. Let's get it over here. Exact same hair. We don't get any more wind swell. Yo, oh, wait a minute. Yes, we do. It's swept a little bit more. So this is the action head. The hair sticking out on this one side a little bit more, and it's curved over here more. So I spoke too soon. Front looks the same, but the rest of the hair is different. So pop that off, and the ball joint is kind of blunted on top right there, which is weird. Pop this head on, and now we can whoa, whoa, ha. All right, we're going to give Quick Kick the size up and run down. We're going to add the cartoon image right here for starters. And I just want to real quick point out something on the cartoon version. This is small, but it's major at the same time. The cartoon version has blue pouches on his belt and black wristbands. And this one has the gray and the solid gray belt. And they've taken the time to add and noted on the package that they added this little extra pattern right here on the leg. I think when they get around doing the retro version, they're going to eliminate the little deco on the side of the pants and give the blue pouches on the belt. And I want to show you a little bit further evidence. I'm going to bring in the vintage toy model. And on the vintage toy, it also has the black wristbands and the blue pouches on the belt. And I know it's a small little change, but they'll do that and even less and call it a retro figure. Getting back to the size up and the rundown, you know I like to theme these, so I'm going with no shoes, no shirt, no service. Standing next to Quick Kick is Master of the Universe Classics Ular and Stratos. Next up is DC Multiverse Man-Bat and Marvel Legends Red Hulk. And rounding out our mostly new dudes is Super 7 Thundercats Mum-Ra and Sai.
No shoes, no service!
The comparison just wouldn't be complete without a couple of Joes. Here is Snake Eyes and Cobra's Storm Shadow. And surprisingly, Quick Kick is taller than both. For the last comparison, I want to bring out Shang-Chi from Marvel Legends, just because I think this figure was so underrated and so well articulated, and mostly at the butterfly joints, but I'll get to that in a sec. Let's take a look. This guy has a more, at the risk of sounding very racist, a more Asian skin tone. This guy looks more Caucasian. Just checking him out. I'm just saying, But let's check out that butterfly joint. Look at the joints on this guy here. Look how far across the chest these arms come. It's the same company, and this is pretty much the best Quick Kick can do. Trying to squeeze as hard as I can. Yeah, these butterfly joints are way better over here. Same, look to the back, same company, and then, man, this guy is just as ripped, or he's even more lean than Quick Kick. Just wanted to show that off real quick. All right, we've come to the end of another episode of George Reviews and another G.I. Joe classified figure. Quick Kick is yet another solid entry into the line, and he was one of my favorites as a kid, and this figure didn't disappoint. It has all the accessories that I can remember from my childhood, plus a few extra ones. I think he only came with one sword in the vintage toy line, so we get an extra katana. We get 2 sets of nunchucks, which is awesome. Interchangeable fists and an extra head. Pretty much no complaints with the accessories. If I had to have a complaint, it's more of a nitpick. That butterfly hinge, and I kind of showed it off and detailed it in the video. That butterfly hinge at his chest could have been a little bit better, but his overall articulation is pretty good. If I had a wish list, I wish the alternate head was like yelling or screaming a little bit more action out of it, but there's nothing wrong with what we got here. And it's awesome that they took the time to include an extra head in the standard release. I got this guy in the mail the other day from Hasbro Pulse. I think it came on the 27th of March. And I'm happy to add it to the collection. If you don't have it, I haven't seen it in stores yet. Normally I'll see some of this wave in stores, but I haven't seen this wave in stores at all. But if you see it, it is definitely worth the pickup with all that they packed into it. But fam, that's all I got for this episode of George Reviews. I want to thank you all for joining me for another video. And I'll see you in the next one.